Had to put on a jacket because it's chilly in my room. I suppose it's fitting given how cold of an office this is. We still gotta speak with Emily? Well, not at current. You have more important things.
Ring, ring. It's Dr. Darling calling. In 1978, a comms department intern heard the hotline ring and picked it up, going against every safety protocol in the manual. She never recovered, and the handful of witnesses required extensive memory repression therapy. It is a phone. It's an object of power. It doesn't connect to any typical network. A direct line to the astral plane and the board. And my hypothesis is, under the right conditions, to other planes of existence as well. Our very own Ouija board. Only the director can answer it safely, and what he hears is kept classified.
Now we can listen to the extended hotline messages.
It took us a long time to learn how to stabilize the control points, the ley lines, the meridians of the oldest house. Darling found a way to soothe this beast. We discovered we must cleanse control points of all interference. It's my duty as the director, like Northmore before me. I couldn't manage it in my own house, at my home. I'll damn well do it here. Without the control points, the oldest house would swallow us alive. We'd be sealed inside an endless labyrinth. No one would hear our screams. If an enemy ever managed to corrupt the control points, it'd be over fast, spreading like a cancer, leaping over the fire breaks like a crown of fire. They are the weak point. Darling's right about that. He's wrong about everything else. Dangerously wrong. Suspiciously wrong. Has he been compromised?
What you talking about, Trench? What are you going at? To all executive staff, I know there is some concern regarding our operations exceeding the annual budget. So long as we operate within the oldest house, we are obscured from scrutiny in many respects. If our budget demands are not exorbitant to the point of drawing attention, then they will be granted by the U.S. Treasury without question. The FBC is just another line in another spreadsheet that some lowly accountant won't even notice. Their eyes will skip over us, as if we weren't even there. The nature of the oldest house allows us certain freedoms in how we operate. Our being here is no accident. Regards, Zachariah Trench, Director of the Federal Bureau of Control. Hotline, Object of Power 3-UE. Object of Power is inaccessible for use except to the Director. Description / para-utility. Object is a 1960s era red Bakelite telephone. The rotary dial has been replaced with a black knob of unknown purpose. The phone weighs The object allows the director to communicate directly with the... If used by anyone other than the director, the object will cause lethal... See Dr. Darling presentation 11.6 for more information. The object is currently bound to Director Trench. The object spontaneously manifested in the director's office, placed on the desk. Director Northmore was the first known Bureau agent to use it. A battery of tests were run on the object, including and but its origins remain unknown. Excellent. Trapped in a building we know nothing about that can swallow us whole if it so chooses, and completely and utterly without ally beyond the other humans. And any number of other spontaneous things continuing to happen. We really gotta get this cleaned up, huh? I love that I got to shoot a single bullet before the game was like, nope, you're in the safe area now. The area without any... bullets firing.
Jesse, did you get the hotline? I mean, how is it out there? The comms, the hiss? Sorry, you made it. I'm glad.
Emily? Let's talk.
Of course.
Analysis of Hiss Threat Part 1 Confidential. Summary. Initial encounters with the entity known as the Hiss have revealed various behavioral facts. Most notably, the Hiss is able to invade or corrupt control points, altered items, and even humans, radically changing their behavior. Curiously, any person wearing one of the wearable HRA devices that Dr. Darling has been distributing over the past weeks was not affected by this corruption. The only known exception to this fact is the new director, Jesse Faden, who possesses an inherent immunity to the Hiss. This could indicate she has already been corrupted, or her behavior is so in contrast to that of the other Hiss that I have dismissed the theory. But her behavior is so in contrast. My final observation comes from Miss Faden herself. She is able to cleanse material and organisms of the Hiss corruption. We tested this ability on a Hiss corrupted entity, but unfortunately the process seems to kill the host. Perhaps the host's physiology becomes reliant on the Hiss? More work to be done.
I got the hotline. I can make out what Trench is saying now.
Incredible. What did he say?
He talked about his management team. People who knew the Bureau's secrets. Your boss, Darling. Tomasi, but he's gone. He's gone. Salvador?
He's the head of security.
And Marshall?
Still
Helen
trying.
Marshall is head of operations. She's tough, ex-CIA. She took her rangers and went to the research sector to secure the HRA production. She hasn't come back.
Someone who could help us. The other sectors. How do I get there?
It's impossible because of the internal lockdown. You can perform a directorial override to lift it, but that can only be done in the maintenance sector. Normally, you take the sector elevator down there. It connects all the sectors, but it won't work while the lockdown is in effect.
We already got past one lockdown. Maybe I can find a way.
Jesse, look, with no prep, no training, in this extreme situation, you are doing phenomenally well. And all that and the Hiss can't seem to affect you. I mean, I would love to run some tests on you. If you agree, that is. We could find out something that would help us.
Tests. I don't know. She might find out about you. But I wouldn't mind understanding more myself.
Okay. If you think it will help. Great. I'll check the internal documentation for any lockdown bypasses. We need to get these sectors open to locate
Jesse
Darling
seems to
and
know
Marshall.
that she's in
And
so
I'll look
much
for a way
over
inside the
her
maintenance
head.
sector. The sooner we
Fishing
find
for
one, the sooner I
knowledge.
reach this override.
Hello. Nice to see you here again. NSCO2. Zero 02, I should specify since. Sure.
Hi, Jesse.
Thanks, Emily. I'm sure I'll have more questions soon.
Just let me know. Do you hear that? Someone's singing. Where's it coming from?
What?
Singing. Sounds like it's coming from the elevator.
They say the new director can launch objects up to 20 feet.
Bullshit.
Can't do that.
Never recorded any distance over 5.
Obviously, you've never read the P6 data.
So Pope can hear it too. That's not something.
Meet me in the maintenance.
I'm not sure if it's creepier that Pope can hear it. Maintenance sector.
Like I said before, the janitor is a friendly face.
Of course. Creepy or not, we trust Ati with our lives.
The maintenance sector is the janitor domain. If I can find Ahti here, he can help me reach the override.
Oh wait, I
Maybe
do have
it was
lunch.
you who got me into the
I
oldest
have lunch
house
already.
down one.
Forgot.
Maybe it was Ahti. It felt like he made the elevator appear that took me to Trench's office. Is Ahti guiding me too?
The interesting question of if, like, is Ahti more of an influence on Jesse? Is he doing more, or... Definitely a question, but... Not one we're really bound to have an answer for.
The directorial override is right there, in the control room. How do we get there?
Good question. I doubt it's gonna be directly next to us. It'll take a little bit, Jesse. But don't worry, you'll learn the ins and outs of being in a video game. Hoo boy. Gotta get used to a shooter like this, because I have not played a shooter in a little bit. Very different from the games I have been playing. Well, somehow we've managed to fix the growths, I guess. Hey, fucker. Wow. She's really not doing good for headshots right now. Am I talking about me or Faden? Up to you. Man, I am missing the dodge button. Been playing way too many games with the dodge button, and being limited to sprinting is fucking with me. 100%. It's just getting to me that I cannot dodge. Soon, though. Soon. Hold on, I gotta do some... Whoa, thanks, Jesse, for freaking out there. Gotta love gravity. Alright, cool. Well, janitor's office. That is, if I can figure out where it is, because Brutalist Office, pain in the ass to navigate. Okay, found it.
What's down that way?
It shouldn't be this hard, but it is. Hey, hold on a second. What's going on down there? What the? Oh, another episode of my favorite show! The best show. Yay! Let's join the Threshold Kids. Let's join the Threshold Kids. Yay!
Drawing the pyramid. The what? The pyramid. What's a pyramid? The Black Pyramid. It's in the astral plane. Airplane? Astral
This is
plane. It's big.
This is the better pyramid. Fuck Destiny.
Or is it?
Or is it?
It's a weird, crazy alien dimension.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Life goes on forever. You can get
I don't know, that just sounds like America.
all that light and never find your way back home. I miss my home.
Wait, hold on. We can watch it again! Yay! I'm kidding. Correspondence, maybe? Travel cost, trench. Oh, I love the Threshold Kids so much. This is a nice couch. I would like this couch for me. Each episode is a tiny creepypasta, ain't it? What the fuck is going on in here? Oh fuck. Oh, I'm glad we ended up in nowhere. I'm so glad we showed up here in nowhere. I have a question.
This place makes me nauseous.
I have a question. Given the lore of this game, is this a
Object of power. How do you think it got down?
Is this part of the oldest house, or is this like a break? Is this a is this like
Why is kid stuff always so creepy?
I don't know. Like this has the vibe of a whatchamacallit. Like the bleeds that happen, the things that bleed into the oldest house. Either way, we gotta get a carousel horse. Also, I hope this is fun. 'Cause it's different from the astral plane. It's definitely not the astral plane. Horse Choo Choo allows you to evade dash. Use it prove you escape yourself. Open sesame. Oh, thank God we have a dash. We have the dash now. I'm so happy we have the dash. Dang it. Ow.
Let's see if you guys keep up with me now.
Oh, thank God. I'm so glad to have the evade back. I need it so bad. Also, I've decided, hun, here's my theory on the, you know how the hiss, whenever you fight, or whenever you're in a cutscene, like in an actual cutscene, the hiss will just, suddenly, pop up, you'll just get flashes of the red. I consider that to be the hiss continually trying, because being immune via the means that Jesse has and the HRA does not mean the hiss will stop trying. As soon as you lose it, it'll keep trying. But that's my current theory. I swear I need to. This is a game that I have forgotten so much about because I don't pay it. Because I haven't played in it. It's been a while. But yeah. It's him. Yeah. Fair point. Honestly, it's probably the simplest and most obvious answer.
Well done.
Hi.
You got the job. It's place for congratulations.
Yeah.
Yippee, saatana. It happened in the last drop.
Mm-hmm. I see.
truly need an assistant.
Funny
Oh, yeah?
thing is, I've been a janitor. I'm more at home in that role than as the director.
Who says they're
Only
mutually
Ati here
exclusive?
seems to see that.
Yeah, hi, Ati. Look, we need to get the lockdown lifted. Otherwise, I can't get to the other side. Can you help me get to the override?
Yes, yes. Easy peasy. It's just around the corner. But first, we need to get you working. Very
Working.
small couple of hours job.
Something tells me it's gonna be more than that.
Yeah. You think there's a dog buried in this? I can tell you are not yesterday's Krause's son. That's why you'll make a great assistant. Very well. I'll hit the facts on the table. Mä kyllä sanon perkele suoraan, that this house has a vermin problem. A bad one. They've already messed up the cooling pumps. And the power generators of a power plant, perkele. And the pensioner inside is starting to feel the band around his head tighten. The situation
pensioner?
needs to be fixed before the plant blows up.
The pensioner inside the power plant?
Trying my best to keep up with this. Fix the coolant pumps and the power generators, otherwise the power plant will blow.
But don't you worry. I've left you clear instructions. You'll catch the end of the thread before I go to my vacation. The work's on the task board here. You can do later, when you have time.
Vacation? Right.
Yes, no one's gonna cancel my holiday or seat's gonna rattle. But don't worry at all. You'll take care of it, and
I
soon
love
this
his.
prize is gonna be last winter's snow. You better go now, so you don't have
Maybe.
to run with your head
Um,
as your third leg. The door in the back leads to the plant.
The
I love
door
his
in the back.
expressions.
That's great. Thank you, Ati.
Well, all things considered, it definitely seems that way. At least every director
Yep.
since they've been
Burn the trash. Throw it in the fire. Burn it all.
burn it
Burn
all.
it into a reindeer, not into a moose.
What are you saying, Ati? I love you so much, but come on. Burn it into a reindeer, not into a moose. The fuck does that mean? I'm trying to figure it out. Like, I'm trying to overthink it. And, like, maybe there's an answer. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I saw you. Whew. Trent's predecessor became a power source. Trent, you know, Jesse is yet to be seen. Yeah, the Foundation. I forget exactly what happened in the Foundation, but yeah, there's definitely some fucky shit going on with the fates of the director. But what? Oh my god, you're here to help. What does this say? I love you think there's a dog buried in this. I love that one. I love all of these idioms. It's so fun. But it's so obvious that they're like good old like Finnish idioms, and I love them. I love this Finnish guy. Yippee. Okay, third leg. Assistant, keep work. Burn it into a reindeer, not into a moose. Finnish text means burn it to ashes, but poro is also a reindeer, which means to burn it to a Okay, okay, that's funny. It's a pun. Oh my god, I love that chart. Oh, that's dumb. Burn it into a reindeer, not into a moose, because the words are the same. Like to ash into a reindeer mean the same. Like you say the same thing. That's hilarious, actually. It makes no fucking sense in English, but I love it. Oh my god, that's great. Thank you so much for linking that. That is perfect. Burn it into a reindeer, not into a moose. What is this? Oh, Lopez. Unless You, review by Captain Lopez. These days, most YA novels entwine the coming-of-age story with either a contrived dystopian setting or a tragic romance. Unless You manage to do both. In the story, the protagonist and her love interest search for a cure to a virus called the Fix, which is simultaneously killing her and spreading across the whole world. To find the cure, they go on expeditions into dangerous, uncharted territories. The people all live in walled cities now because dystopian future. Along the way, they just have to fall in love. I liked how we never got to know if the fix was ever actually fixed. The ending was bold, especially for YA. The main character succumbs to the fix when she's so close to the cure and commands her love interest to go on and save the world. She knows this is the end for her, but that the job can still get done. She dies out in the unknown, alone and surrounded by danger, but never loses sight of the goal. That's a good soldier's death. Okay. I don't care for that. I don't care for that because what the fuck. 3 out of 5. I feel like most of the teenage angst. Yeah, this one succumbed to the infection. It's interesting because what's interesting about that though is because like the main in this one that's the main character. But I'm gonna look up book club in a second, but merry-go-round horse. Object should be kept in a confined space when unbound. A fiberglass horse once used as a seat for a merry-go-round ride. The pole is still connected to the object. The object is capable of moving short distances at high speeds. It can be quite dangerous when in its path. The object is currently bound by. The object was discovered at the site of an abandoned amusement park. Local reported that the rides would move on their own and that they would be chased out. When these rumors reached the Bureau, see America Overnight, episode 235, agents were dispatched to investigate. 3 local were found dead at the scene. The object attacked Agent by. Agents invoked Formula C5. The object long enough to. Well, let me look. Like, I actually think maybe they read the same book, because look at this. Lopez, main character, they were in a relationship, and she succumbed to the fix. Penny, that's not anything. Samson, though, the title unless you to refer a bunch of things. I guess I thought it was a little vague and stupid. The way characters kept throwing around almost like a catchphrase. No, they are reading a different one because it says the fixers, which is like a whole different thing. But in this one, hi Ramazan. But in this one, it's not only a different book, but he views like but Samson reviews it as like his favorite character is the one he dies to. He's not the protagonist in this version, he just dies. But this one's a sci-fi one where the fixers are like a big fascist like empire thing. And then Lopez is reading a YA thing that's like more on like a planet. I'm glad I said your name right. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know, but I'm glad I said your name right generally. Thanks for the follow. Alright, so we kind of backtracked a little bit here. It's interesting that it's like very clearly different books though. I don't think I ever noticed that. Like, it's like they all read a book titled Unless You. Sci-fi-ish and like dystopian kinda. But like it's either it but like it's funny that like it's funny because like Samson then sounds like he doesn't but then it then sounds like Samson doesn't view himself as like a protagonist, which is interesting. The character L. Samson. Yeah. I do really like the book club. It's probably one of the more interesting ways to tell it, because it's very clearly of an anomaly that they haven't found yet.
Power. Explosion. Too much. Director's duty. Keep the lights on.
Say again? This is something about Northmore.
Northmore was director before me.
I see.
I never wanted his job. I never wanted power. I purposefully avoided it. Didn't trust it. Didn't want to rely on it. Northmore was all about power.
Sure thing. Thank you for stopping by.
Explosion. Hungry for authority. For order.
Thank you.
For more. Until it was too much. I had to find a solution in the end. Contain the situation. Northmore never liked me, but he went along with it, to his credit. He didn't really have a choice. I suppose at the end of the day...
Yeah, I'm streaming all week. Around the same time.
...is to keep the lights on. Here's to you, Northmore. There were no prime candidates waiting in the wings, but I was there. Had been the whole time, keeping my head down, working my ass off. I had nothing to lose.
Huh?
Picked up the gun almost on a dare.
Huh? What the fuck just happened? What happened there? That... What the fuck? Like, did you see that? It as the thing was playing, like as the thing was playing, it cut to like like the pause of like Jesse just standing in the elevator. Like it was just like, cause like visually the like audio of him of Trench talking is always just him silhouetted, he's smoking, all that. But like it cut to like what I was paused on, which was Jesse just like in the elevator. But then when it finished, it cut back to the thing. It fucking weird. Probably a glitch. An object of power escaped the Panopticon a couple weeks ago, and they want everyone to keep an eye out for it. So if anyone sees a merry-go-round horse zipping around the sector, alert me immediately. Do not try to contain it on your own, and definitely don't bind it to yourself. Oops. Sorry, Arish, whoever you are. God, I love a dash.
It's dangerous out here, lady.
I think I just realized what NSC stands for.
He'll help you.
I think I just realized what NSC stands for. I'm gonna DM you, babe. I'm gonna DM you what I think it stands for, because I think I'm not sure if there's an actual like explanation for what it's called, but here's what I think it like. It's NSC, right? Yeah. That's what I think it might stand for, but I like. I don't know if there's ever like a canon explanation.
Chief Arish, FBC Security. Shouldn't you be in a safe room?
Well, I'm gonna proceed to not listen to you. Arish, security matters. Hey, Simon. I got your message. Yeah, if someone in the sector is asking about Ati, just tell them you'll handle it and leave it at that. Under no circumstances should any personnel intervene with his day-to-day routine. I told you everything I know about him so you could better deal with his odd habits, but yes, it's still very much a classified matter. Huh? Huh? Also, I saw your report on the quarry worker who wandered into the Foundation. Detaining him was the right move. We'll figure out what he saw before we decide on next steps. Cheers, Lynn. P.S. In case you hadn't noticed, something is up between Trench and Darling. I know this isn't your strong suit, but try your best to stay out of it. Alright, Arish. Had to get so close to people. So they should be okay.
My name is Jesse Faden. I'm here to perform the directorial override to get the lockdown lifted.
Yeah, Chief Arish, FBC Security. I'm just... Oh, hang on, you're the new director. It's a pleasure, ma'am.
Let's skip the formalities, please.
Right. Faden, ma'am. Look, as you can probably tell...
No, Arish looks like how I remember him.
We've been holding our ground, but whatever's gotten into our buddies has them wrecking the coolant pumps and the power converters. The NSC keeps overheating, and my crews keep getting shot before they have a chance to make any repairs.
NSC?
Oh, sorry. Bureau jargon. It's what we call the power plant. You know, the big rumbling metal thing? Salvador, head of security, asked me to protect it in case of an attack. See, what's inside is dangerous. Dr. Darling seemed to know it would be a target.
Darling? He's here?
No, he came down a few days ago, before everything went to hell. He was out of it. Smelled like a bar mat. He was ranting about vulnerabilities and how he only had one large-scale HRA, but that he needed it somewhere else. Still, at least he gave us these personal HRAs before he left. Hey, did I mention that he was tearing his clothes off? Crazy dude.
Darling knew the hiss was coming.
Listen, I love playing 20 questions as much as the next guy, but we have got to get the water and electrical systems repaired before this baby blows. I'll have my guys unlock the doors out of here for you.
I'll take care of it. You stay and keep the hiss away from the plant if you can.
The hiss? That's what we're calling him? Oh, that's catchy. Oh, listen, the radios aren't working, so if you find my boss Salvador out there, could you please ask him what the plan is? I'm sure he will have one by now.
I mean, all things considered, all things considered, Northmore is probably like the thing. Like honestly, like if you're trying to eliminate threats in the, like if you're trying to like gain ground in the oldest house and like really cause up a stir, just like causing Northmore to have a meltdown or like turning Northmore to your side, gonna be like highest priority, I think. There's a whole lot of vertical progression happening right now, which is unfortunate. Gonna unlock that. Weapon forms shatter. Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in Control. I need to think about if I wanna do a, like, honestly, I kind of want to, but like I really want to think about like um like I wanna do a Patreon paper about Control. I think that would be fun, but mostly gotta stick to it. I mean, I gotta do the the Psychonauts deep dive that I want to do. But like, if I really do want to do like a Control one, because like Control is just such vibes. There's so much going on with Control that's just like that you can dig deep into. But yeah, like I do think there's a very clear resentment that Trench had to his position. He absolutely did not want to be director, and I feel like in some way he almost never like accepted it. You know what I mean? Like, he always just sounds so salty about being the director. Okay, that's central maintenance. NSC energy converters. Let's go here. Hey, buddies. Yeah, come on. Why am I not hitting?
Power cut. Replace the parts.
Wrong thing, Jesse. Can't go in there yet. Don't wanna die.
It's fried up. You need to fix it before the old victims inside the black shit fit.
God, I love that. I mean, how can you not, but like, so cool. Scatter projectile choke. Okay, that's the music. I was confused. Like that would have been a very interesting footstep sound, but it wasn't a footstep sound. I love how inconsistent I am at this game, where I will have like very crack shot aim in one moment, and then like utter like constant misses later on, which is why I use launch. I grabbed the wrong thing and it got me damage. Okay. At least they're taken care of. Cube! We love Cube, don't we? Cube is like favorite of shape. Favorite of 3D object shape. Fuck spheres and pyramids. Cube's where it at. The Aperture Science weighted companion cube will never threaten to harm you, and in fact cannot speak. And so on and so forth. Grabbing a battery for future use. It's the future now. Fuck! I'm so glad I know how to play video game.
We're fixed. Now let's fix the pumps and water flow.
'Cause like... there's always gonna be those like golden moments of like playing a game blind, but it's so fun knowing how to do it. Yes, the power core puzzle, the puzzle of finding the power core to the throwing it to the slot. What specifically passes for a puzzle? I was trying to do the poison for Cusco joke, but that wasn't what you were doing. Yes, the power cube puzzle, the puzzle specifically for throwing power cube. I don't know. Yes, the poison, yes, the poison for Cusco, the poison chosen specifically to kill Cusco. I don't fucking remember. Game reminder. Next game is Wednesday AA, the usual spot. Hazard owes me 20. Arish, still on a fucking winning streak. Someone please figure out how he's cheating. Thompson, suspended for a game because of that shady dealing incident. Guy, I owe you $60. I brought beers last time, so it's Hepstonstall's turn. Apparently does not owe anything. There's some puzzles. It's just that this is not a puzzle. This is very beginner puzzle of puzzles. The poison for Cusco. The poison chosen specifically to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison. That poison? I don't know where I am, so... I guess I'm going to the control room? If I can't get in through the door, I'm going to... hello? Blackrock Quarry? Burn the trash around the furnace. I do think it's funny. So, I've been reading a lot of Stand Still, Stay Silent. In fact, I've caught up to Stand Still, Stay Silent. Really fun webcomic. But I really like their the information panels. Speaking of which, I gotta get back... In other news, I have to get back to my Duolingo lessons. But I've been reading a lot of that, and the funny thing about that, okay, I can't go anywhere here. It's all level 5 access. But the funny thing about Stand Still, Stay Silent is outside of being like a really good comic in terms of like both horror and humor, it's pretty scary at times and like really cool art, but also it's just like really, it can be really funny, and I love all of the characters in it. But like the other thing is there are these information panels, which are basically like the writer doing a bunch of different stuff from like explaining about the world, or just doing information stuff about mythology and culture from the different cultures that are there, like Finland, Denmark, and so on, because it's a very like Norse heavy post-apocalypse. Bless you, babe. Thank you for reminding me. Or threatening me to do it, because I reminded myself, but you are threatening me. But thank you anyway. But so one of the information pages for Stand Still, Stay Silent is a very specific Nordic, yes. Because Norse is a specific thing. But there's a lot of Nordic, and it's cool, and I love that, because I think Nordic stuff is dope. But I think there's a very funny joke in one of the information things, which is talking about like how the different it's basically talking about how the different how the different languages relate to each other, because like Icelandic is pretty close. Like Icelandic is like closest to the original Norse. It's basically unchanged, but it's also fairly close, but not quite as close as other three, where there's if there's Danish, there's Swedish, and there's not Finnish. Danish, Swedish, Norwegian. Like, Danish, Swedish, and Norwegian all sound very similar, apparently. They're very close, to the point where, like, if you know one, you can reasonably understand another, as far as I understand. But the joke, and this is from, like, a Finnish person, as far as I believe, but, like, the joke is that Finnish is comparatively a bastard language, because it's no relation to any of them. So you can't really, so it's very difficult to like, or it's a very distant cousin of the rest of them. So it's hard to like learn. It's hard to like, if you're learning Finnish, you're not going to get as far in terms of understanding the others, because it sounds wrong. It's not either of them. It's very different. So the joke is that it's and because like I've always kind of wanted to learn like a language, and I'm trying, and it's really hard getting it to stick. But like I've been trying to learn some Norwegian. I think I chose Norwegian because it was a toss-up between Norwegian, Danish, or Swedish, because apparently those are like the closest related, and then probably going from there to Icelandic if I actually get far enough into Norwegian. But yeah, that's the whole thing I was talking about. I just think it's very funny that Finnish is the bastard language, and I keep thinking about it because Ahti is Finnish, and I love and I love everything he says. So I'm probably not going to switch to Finnish, but if I get through... I also, yeah, one of like the scout is like one of the only people who speaks Finnish in Stand Still, Stay Silent. That's the other funny thing, is that like the guy who is the one who speaks Finnish and the only one who speaks Finnish besides his sister. So he has to like. So there are multiple scenes where he basically comes back from from heavy scouting and is like, okay, sis, here's everything. Here's there, bad place there, good place here, possible shelter over here. I'm going to bed now. It's so like it's a delightful comic. I really like it. It's very fun. It's but it's just so funny to me. Anyway, before I read this, I'm gonna do a thing real quickly. But yeah, Stand Still, Stay Silent, good webcomic. Also, yeah, great, wonderful Swedish people in Ati and, what's his name? I can't remember the scout's name, because I'm horrible with names. I'm truly horrible with names. I wanted to look at some more of the, Ati idioms, and the last one is throw the spoon in the corner. Hieta Luska Nurkan. I can't pronounce it. I don't know why I tried, but it just means die. It just means die. But yeah, I've been enjoying like learning Norwegian. I got to get back to that. It's just it's been kind of hectic, but I'm getting back into the swing of things, so that's not really an excuse anymore. The oldest house is in flux. Thresholds appear with no warning. Threshold, that's the one. I was gonna say like the carousel horse was like was like inside a threshold or part of like a very deep part of the oldest house. Anyway, what the threshold will contain is a question we can only answer once it manifests. The widely accepted theory is that thresholds are dimensions vibrating on a frequency different from our own. When these frequencies match, the threshold will manifest in the oldest house, which acts as a brrr. Others theorize thresholds are parallel universes, or possibly our own reality at a different point in time. Some believe our collection of altered materials affects the house or attracts the thresholds. We do know... Let's join the threshold, kids! Let's join the threshold, kids! We do know that for certain the thresholds are not permanent. Eventually their frequency will shift. Some believe Earth itself is just another threshold connected to the oldest house, which is actually rooted in some other reality. This theory, while impossible to disprove, causes brrr in those who learn of it, so it is actively denied. Oh, you mean the clock threshold? The clock threshold. The threshold with clocks. The threshold that specifically contains clocks. The clock threshold. That threshold? I'm sorry. Oh, good. Let's do field training. I'm sure I'm ready for that. I can't wait to do field training. I'd like to file a formal complaint, read the unauthorized use of my voice in a state of quality that I did not agree on. The fact that they were planning to use material from what I thought was a rehearsal was not communicated to me at all. Had it been, I would have disallowed the use of those recordings. I want use of the Ranger Field Training Course recorded messages to be halted immediately. I will not stand for this humiliation among my peers. I will go to HR if this is necessary. Signed, Randall Pulaski. Like, I understand. Well, you also get the astral maze. Don't forget about that. I'm pretty sure that counts as a threshold. But like, I get what you mean. It does. It's not like.
So I just read this. Welcome to the Ranger Field Training course. The course must be completed in the specified amount of time. When you're ready to start, press the button. Is that all?
Oh.
I always did love obstacle courses.
Get ready, Ranger. Course starting in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Here we go.
Go.
Fuck. Ah!
45 seconds remaining.
Fuck! I'm not getting it this round. That's for fucking sure. Damn it. Son of a bitch. Ugh. Fuck off. I'm so pissed off right now.
5 seconds remaining.
Fuck off. Damn it.
Course failed. Try again, Ranger.
Come on.
I hate this obstacle course sometimes. Course failed. Try again, Ranger.
Get ready, Ranger. Course starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
You know, maybe if I use a different gun, it might actually be easier. Fuck off! What? Damn it.
30 seconds remaining.
Hi. One. Come on.
15 seconds remaining. Try again, Ranger.
Okay, I'm gonna try the shotgun and see if that does any better.
Get ready, Ranger. Course starting in 5.
It's a cone, it might actually hit better.
2, 1. Go.
Fuck yeah.
60 seconds remaining. Seconds remaining.
Cheating with the shotgun.
15 seconds remaining. Congratulations, Rainer.
Oh boy.
Can I do that one again?
Guessing this isn't usually part of the course.
Oh boy, that entering this room started a chug-a-luggin.
Protecting itself. I need to hit it harder to break that shield.
I'm pretty sure this is entirely optional, by the way, which is kind of fun. There we go. Reload MRG. Not sure how often I'm gonna use the shield. There are some like good upgrades you can get way down the line for the shield, but I don't know. Good defense. Nope. Try and hit me with the sniper. You can't, because I shot you. I shot you first. Sucker! Sucker! Anyway. Babe, you... Good. Good. Say... I love when my boyfriend says a thing that I can't acknowledge. You're valid, hon. All I'm gonna say is, like... You're so valid. But also, like, listen... I feel like part of the reason you're saying that is because it happened to you. Like the first time we were playing this, if you remember that. That's all I'm gonna say, but... It... I do distinctly remember that happening. It was fun. Holiday tree. Holiday memories tree. Altered item 14 AE. Item must be contained within a soundproof cell. A holiday memories brand white plastic tree with green plastic stand. The item repeats words and phrases spoken within a range of feet. You're so valid, and I love you. Always in a tone below hertz. This verbal mimicry has profoundly distressing effects on the individual it is copying. The item was taken from a Canadian research station established on Ross Island in Antarctica, where it was used to celebrate the holiday season. In 1979, solar radiation damaged the radio, severing the base's only means of communication with the world. After the frozen passages opened, the military expedition visited the base to re-establish contact. They found the base's occupants in various states of madness, rambling about voices in the tree. Military personnel discovered they also heard the tree speaking. After locking the item in a supply crate, they brought it back to the mainland, at which point the Bureau intervened. No unique procedures required. The object is a guardhouse brand home safe. Weight measurements vary. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to telekinetically gather items and debris from their surroundings. The object is currently bound by background. Discovered I mean, honestly, I can just fill that redacted in. It's currently bound by Jesse Faden, the director. Discovered in the basement of a home in Idaho, the object gained rapid interest in certain online forums dedicated to opening abandoned safes. After months of failure, the owner attempted to open it with explosives. The object survived with no physical damage. Bureau agents were dispatched, now confident of its paranatural nature. Blood occasionally emerges from the seams around the object's door. Tests confirm the blood is not human. X-rays taken of the object indicate that something is trapped inside, though the images are always blurred, which indicates the contents of the object are moving. All attempts to open the object have been unsuccessful. Okay. Okay. Fucking sure. Sounds great, and I love it here. Hee, I'm in danger. Oh yeah, gotta change that. I don't know how I ended up with... I'm gonna have the problem of pressing square and switching my weapon, but not realizing that I swapped the weapon, because pressing square is reload in literally every other game. Except for Bloodborne, I guess, but in that one it's to use an item. Which is also not to change your weapon. Oh fuck, where did you come from? Oh! Control is here to fuck with me. The safe object of power can produce a barrier using objects or material from its immediate vicinity. See Object of Power 22 case file for more details. The Bureau Rangers are given permission to employ heavy weaponry against a para-utilitarian bound to this object in order to gauge the barrier's durability. And velocity ammunition were tested with results. Testing will continue after. The safe object of power is clearly a viable candidate for use in combat response scenarios, allowing para-utilitarians to participate in altered engagements would be an advantage worth considering. Hi, I'm a Bureau employee. This is Object of Power 22, and welcome to Jackass. Is what I took away from that document. I keep not doing that right. Excuse me. Listen, Trench. Listen, Trench is on the warpath about this Tennyson report thing. He wants to know who wrote it, and he wants to know yesterday. Whoever did is gonna get crucified. I don't know if it was one of you guys, and I don't want to know. I'm not super keen on leading a witch hunt, so tell everyone in the sector to keep their heads down. Best not to be on anyone's radar right now, you know? I tell you, not even counting all the weird shit we deal with, this place can be a downright hostile work environment sometimes. You know what would be an interesting take? You know what would be fucking fascinating as like a part of a world building for a secret secret government agency like this, because the FBC is like a secret even to like itself, or not itself, but like to others even. It would be fucking fascinating for it to be like this whole thing where the employees of said government agency are trying to unionize, but either they're having difficulty or their main bargaining point is that the government is that it's a secret, and if it goes on too long, it'll start to catch wind and it might expose everything. Cause like first of all, fuck police unions, but in general, like the idea of more like, I don't know, it's just like an idea I just came up with on the fly of like, okay, there's these people who work in really harsh conditions, who are doing their best to perform a necessary service. What if it got so bad that they unionized, and not like, and I feel like saying, and like they just had to unionize because it was so ridiculous, like to get better pay or literally anything, like, and just like they had to do it, but like, I don't know, like I think it's an interesting thought at the very least. So I think it would be neat if it were possible, or if it were something that was explored somewhere as like, oh, the SCP Foundation, in the SCP Foundation, the fucking like the doctors and stuff unionize, and how would that work? Because the problem is, because the difficulty is that there are some things that are utterly necessary. Especially in SCP, there are things that need to be continually done, otherwise that's the end of the world. Like, there's stuff like that, but honestly, I think it would be interesting, because for big government agency stuff like that, you don't always get like the perspective of like the everyday worker, or I guess in this case, like the average like security officer, but really any worker in the FBC doesn't like get a lot of attention. We get either like sector heads, or people who are now who will become the sector heads, because like all the main characters are part of are high-ish ranking members of a part of the bureau. Like Pope is a pretty high research team member, Arish is a pretty high security team member, and eventually they become and much like Jesse Faden, they just kind of end up in the position once the position is empty. So it would be interesting if that became some kind of discussion, or if it was just part of the nuance of if someone took that idea and kind of ran with it for any sort of reason. Because I don't know. It would just. I think it would be fun if it was Hiss, or not Hiss, but the FBC, the security sector is unionizing because so many of them are dying. But then and would that be? First, well, I guess there is the side of Jesse, I feel like, is someone who would be like, yeah, okay. And also like the main thing with Control, and I keep trying to bring it in as like part of this, but I really shouldn't, because the thing about Control is the FPC doesn't feel real, and I feel like it's very intentionally not meant to feel real. It's just like, it's basically like, here are the 4 bosses. Here's the director, here's the head of research, here's the head of security, etc. And then everyone else just kind of works under them, and it's a chaotic, inconceivable mess that doesn't make sense. Like, everything else in this world doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to. It's unorganized. It's complete nonsense. But like, there isn't like a board and beyond the actual like thing called the entity called the board, which is a being beyond, which is like a being or set of beings beyond time and space, as we know it, inside the astral plane and so on and so forth. But like, I'm going on a tangent on accident, but like I hope. Long story short, I'm bringing up the like, it would be interesting if like federal agent of a secret government agency that was tasked with like taking care of the paranormal, or tasked with something else. Funny. You're funny, babe. You're funny. But yes, you are correct. It is written by a hack. But like the other, but like in what I mean is just like I understand that it's not supposed to make sense. I am perfectly fine with like this weird nonsensical thing where like trying to put labels on it as if it were a modern business or actual modern industry doesn't make sense, because it's not human understanding. Calling a black pyramid in a white void that assigns directors seemingly arbitrarily and has definitely vague intentions and is definitely not good. The board of directors, calling that thing the board of directors, is purposeful and wacky. But like it but like but like in this context, while I am playing this game, I'm thinking of like secret government agency. What if the workers in that agency unionize? And it would depend entirely on like which world you were doing it in. Like in SCP, not every like it would be really fucked up if someone unionized, because of like if the whole of all if all of the SCP like scientists and stuff unionized, like almost certainly there would be an end of the world event, because there are just certain things that need to happen on like a daily basis in the SCP that like otherwise would end in catastrophe. Like, that's just kind of how SCP does its thing. That's just kind of what happens. But like, and then in here, it doesn't really make sense because the institution of the FBC doesn't make sense. I'm just saying it would be interesting. I need to take a break. I know I haven't read this thing that I'm looking at right now. Oh my god, send that to me. I love hearing about symbolism in this. The board is extremely sus. Yes, it is. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna be right back. I'm sorry that I'm sorry that I'm so full of tangents today, but like I'm honestly having so much fun with it. I'm gonna plug my plugs. You know, coffee.com/Oxmina, patreon.com/Oxmina. I'm gonna be back. Hope everyone's enjoying the show. Happy Spooky Month. Thank you, babe. I appreciate it. I'll be right back. I'm back. I have taken off my jacket because while it was cold, it is now hot because temperature is a lie, and I just want to be cozy in a jacket in my room, but I can't. That's the whole thing. Um, um, anyway, there was the, I'm gonna reset. Hi, everybody. How are you doing? We're playing Control. Don't ignore the hour and 41 minutes that has seemingly passed. This is now a new stream, apparently. Ha 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 ha. Um, uh, I have an update for people, and this is a dumb update, but I assume, a pimple on my nose, and I've been trying to use face wash to get rid of it. I'm also trying to not fuck with it, because when I fuck with it, it makes my nose look like goddamn Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It is it is so annoying, but it just sort of appeared basically as soon as I got home, and I can't deal with it. It's a chemical reaction to me not being close to my boyfriend, I guess. It sucks. Anyway, it's very odd, and I don't understand why. But also it's fine. The Hischarge agents are examples of extreme physical deformation resulting from his corruption. Hischarge display an unthinking fixation on any non-corrupted individuals in the area. Once within a specific proximity, they erupt into a burst of focused His resonance so dense that it acts as a physical force. The His charge is depleted of the His corruption. After this eruption, the host is left lifeless. This behavior may be adaptive response to the HR rays. The His charge are designed to blow the devices off potential hosts, exposing them to the resonance. If the His is the His capable of customizing a corrupted host's altered ability to this degree? Why is the physiology of the His charge so dramatically different from the host's original form? Lots of questions, zero answers. So it's very clear that the Hist is smart and strategic, which means as I would guess, like the Chanters are strategically there to continue attempting to spread the Hiss, even if that's not necessarily possible. Also 69 comments, hell yeah. I just really like this game. This game is so fun. You wanna play Skeet, motherfucker? I really like that Polaris is left intentionally vague. I'm trying to not immediately spoil stuff, except for talking about vague lore topics, but I enjoy the whole thing of how this power is
By trash, did Ati mean barrels full of hazardous biological material?
Yeah, I like that Jesse knows more about it. I also just like that, like, whatever vibe you as a player have about Polaris, as long as like the things that get revealed later on don't change it, like you can have whatever opinion on Polaris you want, and like imprint kind of
breaking some environmental regulations on waste disposal, but if that's what Ahti wants, then I'll get it done.
like, you know what I mean? Like I have a vibe from Polaris that I read Polaris as, but like other people might say like I'm reading too much human emotion into like a purely alien thing. Like, it's entirely up to the player, reader, whatever, the player, reader, director, Jesse, to interpret Polaris however they wish. I just prefer like putting human emotion into characters / entities and injecting a little bit of kindness into stuff. So like the way I read Polaris is like a lost and confused, just like Jesse Faden is, and like them kind of finding each other. Oh my god, I'm gonna do a paper on Polaris. Yep, that's gonna be a Patreon paper at some point, probably. Not this month, because I really want to do another Psychonauts thing, and it'll be thematically appropriate because it'll be about brains. Get it? Because Halloween. God, I'm talking fast. I don't know what it is about what's going on with my brain. It's been a day. Like, I haven't particularly done anything, but it's been a day. It's been like a lot of things happening. Like, I've been trying, like, I went out to dinner, for one, which I don't typically do. It was nice, but like, in addition, like, just, you know, there's a lot. Stuff has just been happening, and I feel like my brain is just kind of in overdrive right now for no particular reason. Hence all of the rants and stuff. Burn the furnace. That's not what you do. You burn the trash using the furnace. You don't burn the furnace. I don't think it's possible to burn a furnace necessarily. The furnace does its own thing. Irregardless of how much fire is in it, the furnace does whatever. Can you clarify what you mean by benefactor 2, Jesse? Unless that would go into spoilers. I'm just curious because, like, I'm not sure if I follow. Mail tube complaint. I keep not holding down the middle button. Hey, Bozer. Get this, the accounting department still says they haven't received my expense reports. They say the receipts probably got lost in the mail tubes because of a shift or a threshold or some such fuckery. That if I don't have the originals, they can't verify my expenses or for reimbursement. This is such bullshit. Why do we even use these damn tubes if they just fucking spit our mail out in some other goddamn dimension? Just venting here before I make a formal complaint. Useless pieces of shit. Yeah, that'd suck. What is that? Huh. Gross. Probably nothing, though. Okay, that's not it. I fucking love Ahti. Ahti's so fucking good. I've seen like a decent amount of people play this game, but also like in terms of like people talking about it, I almost feel like people sleep on it almost. Like I feel like it doesn't get as much praise as it should, cuz it is a really good game with like I think really good writing and stuff. Protects her, empowers her to push back, but we never know why or Polaris' intentions. Gotcha. Jesus Christ, that is so bright.
My name is Dr. Pierce, lead researcher of the Parakinesiology Department. I believe I've discovered a Code Omega paranatural entity residing within the Bureau itself. Right under our noses. Darling refused to allocate me the budget or resources, so I'm taking matters into my own hands. Let this recording be the proof I need to convince them. The furnace can speak. It's been talking to me for some time now. Listen. Did you hear that? It's a sentient force, capable of communicating. I checked, and there's no record of ever installing this furnace. I believe that... Oh, sorry. What? Yes, I can feed you. What do you eat? I see. I'll try to find some volunteers.
Some volunteers, huh? So I heard something about this. Is there a... I don't know where it is. Apparently, you can throw more stuff into there and it'll do something else. Doesn't matter right now, though. We are here doing other things.
Oh, this place is gonna come down.
Weird. I also adore all the different crafting materials, like... Oh, awesome! We get more his chant from the source. And not from me, because I refuse to do it now. I did it once. That was the bit. Anyway.
Broke. Fix it fast. If the plant goes boom, we can throw the spoon in the bowl.
We can throw the spoon in the corner. I don't know what that means. I mean, it means die, but like, there's obviously more to that idiom. Okay, I don't think we're doing this just yet. The word that describes this is redacted.
Shit. What now?
My old enemy, the clock, is blocking the pipes.
My old enemy.
He is very clever. He's trying to sneak in. But What with his hand in the fist? Get rid of him.
My old enemy, the clog.
Oh, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
I just love the idea that Ati has an old ancient enemy. Like completely separate from anything the Foundation or like the FBC is doing. Like Ati just has his own mortal enemy, the clog. I love Ati so much, it's so good. The developers are Finnish, aren't they? Like they're not natively American. I think they're Finnish, right? Like they're famous for like doing English games, like Alan Wake and stuff. But like they're Finnish, aren't they? I need to check that before I continue sounding like an idiot. God, this is so gross. Control developers. Control game developed by Remedy. Yes, I was right. They're Finnish. They're a Finnish video game developer. Hold on. What does throw the spoon in the corner mean? A viewer's guide to the room, Jesus. I love that was the first thing that showed up is a I definitely didn't see what I needed, but I thought it was very funny that the first thing that showed up was a guide to the room because of the throwing the plastic spoons scene. I don't even know what scene that is. I don't think I've even seen a full watch through of the room. But like I just remember there is a scene where like the audience throws plastic spoons and I don't know which one it is. So that would be a very interesting time in the theater or whatever. Also, I wouldn't want to go see it in theaters because I wouldn't want to participate in something that deliberately makes a mess for the people cleaning it up. Like that would suck. Like if you were like a janitor or something that would suck, honestly. Okay, we took care of the clog. Good to know. Like out of most like compared to most, I guess. I guess compared to like other messes moviegoers could do, I guess a bunch of plastic spoons isn't too bad. It would be kind of a waste, and it still is, and I wouldn't want to clean it up. And like I wouldn't want to participate in it, but like compare that to spilling a soda and stuff. Like there are worse ways to like there are worse things you can do as a moviegoer that would be harder to clean up, I suppose. Honestly, like the main thing would be like if I were to participate in that, like I would probably clean up all the spoons.
Let's go lift the lockdown.
Like, it just feels like a dick thing to, like, leave to, like, a janitor staff. Like, of a small movie theater or whatever. If it was a private showing, like if I was hanging out at a friend's place, then sure, because then that's their problem. But, like, I've literally never watched The Room, so who cares? This is a tangent, ain't it? This is yet another tangent brought to you by Mina playing Control. I don't know why this game in particular is like subject to me having so many tangents. I guess this is the ritual. I have a stream where the entire time I have a stream for a game where the entire time I'm just doing a bit, and then the next stream I do of the game I'm just full of tangents and comments and like just my brain going hog wild, I suppose. I don't know. I don't understand what's happening, but it sure is happening. Hi, boss man. Come on down. Get fucked, guy. Oh god, that was close. Oh god, that was actually really close, and I was very nearly dead. Oh man. Troopers are meant to be the first agents to enter unknown AWEs, thresholds, or any other paranaturally hazardous situation. They are heavily armored and heavily armed in preparation for the worst. As a result of their role, his troopers have access to the heaviest armor and weaponry from the Bureau's armory, including military-grade chain guns and grenade launchers. In addition to their already formidable FBC-issued armor, the hiss resonance surrounding these entities is dense enough to stop bullets. If forced to engage one of these, be sure to make use of available cover. Also note that, to the telekinetically talented, enemy grenades can be a welcome source of ammunition. Sure. At least he dropped enough health to bring me back up to full. I sure hope that these are remotely fun. In terms of, like, my tangents and stuff. Because I have been going off on so many this entire time. What are we doing next? Oh, right, vampire. So I looked again for I looked up vampire because I cannot get over this. So vampire, the vampire game where it's a Y instead of an IRE, it's a YR. So vampire the game has vampires and it has skulls. Skulls are feral vampires that need to drink blood. You may notice that skull is like a name that is not common for vampires. You may also notice that the role that skulls take are typically taken up by thralls. Vampire thralls are thus like as I acknowledge them, typically the different version of they are typically denoted as. But vampire, the game spelled with a Y, decided to do something unique and fun with their game, which is call Vampire Thralls Skulls. Instead of calling them to like Thralls or anything else. They're called Skulls, and it's a dumb name, and I'm about to tell you why it's a dumb name. Because skull does not have any particular meaning and is absolutely not a common like phrase. It does not donate. It does not denote any. It does not denote like a. It does not denote a vampire thrall. Skull as a word is like Norwegian and or Danish and so on, basically meaning cheers. And so the idea of vampire thralls being called Skull continues to like not annoy me. In fact, I find it very entertaining that this is something that Vampire, the game that is spelled with a Y, has decided to do. But it is still very silly, and it makes no sense. And I cannot find anything in the entire like throughout like any Google search. I cannot find anything denoting like why it would be. Like, why a vampire would have, like, anything related to vampires would have skull. I cannot figure out why. It makes no sense to me. Skull is one thing. Skald is also another word, but that means, like, poet. That's like poet historian. That's like the people what wrote the Eddas and so on. So, like, what is the point? Why call them skulls? I'm a huge nerd and no one else cares about this. But why call them skulls? Huh?
Packages in pipe C through F. Is the clock back? Now? Oh man, Adi is gonna be so pissed.
Hi, hon, what's up?
When the converters and coolant pumps are working again, we should be able to get this baby back down to a safe temperature. I hope.
Ah, God, my fucking nose. Hiss.
What do you know about the hiss?
Not much, only what I've seen. Well, they use the same tactics that Marshall and Salvador taught us, which makes me think that the hiss haven't completely erased the people inside, which is a pretty fucking horrible thought. Or they're just using whatever they find in their victims' heads. In any case, they are really eager to get inside the power plant.
Why do you think that is?
Shit, I don't know. They want to make my life harder?
Okay, fine, fair. The infected, walkers, runners, blah 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 blah. That is a joke that's a joke because it's like people don't want to call zombies in a zombie movie. Like they don't want to say zombies in a zombie movie. That's a fine joke and I understand the trope. However, that's not what this is. It is vampire thralls who are like their own thing, and you can just call them thralls. They're not zombies in this instance. They are a type of vampire in Vampire that are called skulls for no reason. I understand where you're coming from, but like also okay. Thank you. I'm sorry. I get so worked up. I'm like this. You're the one. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
What are you doing there, Arish?
Security chief of the maintenance sector. I make sure all the weird shit down here doesn't bother the maintenance crews. Learned everything I know from Salvador. The best security agent this bureau has ever seen.
He's super dead now, I think.
I love it. You know, everyone thinks that maintenance is the lowest rung on the ladder just because we fix pipes instead of writing memos. But
no, yeah, they do it with vampires too.
People in the goddamn building. I'm proud to work with them.
I've done a few odd jobs with these kind of folks. They say what they mean. I like that.
Fair. Arish seems like a decent dude, but yeah, they do that thing with vampires, and it's dumb. Just like if you want to call them vampires, like, okay. Here's the thing. You can absolutely use a different term for it. You can find, like if you want to take a creature that's sort of like a vampire, but from a different folklore, and just like a different thing, you can absolutely, like, call something, you don't have to call something a vampire. That's fine. you also don't have to call something a zombie. In fact, like, all things considered, given the origins of, like, the term zombie, it would probably be better if we just, as a people, didn't call it zombies, because that's something else. It's different. But, like, that's a whole other tangent, and, like, it's not going to happen because we already have zombies ingrained in our brains. But, like, it's a whole other thing when you just decide on Skull for a subset of vampires that aren't as common. You can just call them Thrall. I don't this is my thing. Like Vampire Thrall makes so much sense. And even then, like, you can call it, like, you can just call them ferals. You can just call them feral vampires. Why do you call them Skull? What the fuck does Skull mean? What does that mean? It's like, I'm getting on this. I'm like writing this game's ass when I'm not even playing it. It's so I don't know. I need to shush. I need to my brain is so scattered at the moment. My brain is scatterbrained. I am scatterbrained.
What exactly
Whatever.
is the power plant?
I only know what Salvador told me, but I know it generates all the electricity for the Bureau, and it's got 2 very simple rules. Rule 1, keep it below a certain temperature. Rule 2, don't ever open it. Oh, and 3, it's classified, so I shouldn't ask.
Sounds like secrets are standard operating procedure around here.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all part of the job.
Service weapon.
What do you know about the service weapon?
Not much. That thing is director only. Salvador told me by the time he saw Trench use it. Sounds like that gun can do some serious damage. Yeah, I did see pictures of it once, though, and it looks different to that thing you're carrying. You modded or something? It's new.
Is new a good thing?
Given the circumstances, I'd say new is our best bet.
And Ati.
Do you know this Ati guy?
Of course. He's my favorite coffee break buddy. Dude has got some crazy stories. He probably knows more
Whoever
than anyone else
voiced
around
Ati
here.
or
Makes sense what
Arish
he's saying.
is having fun.
Any idea where he's from?
Finland.
Guessing Sweden.
Incorrect. He's Finnish.
From. Look, there are just some stones that are better left unturned, you know?
Also, he's like a secret. He's also like a god and like and extremely powerful. And he might just be incorporated. He might just have is like manifested as a Finnish man.
Right.
But like
Yeah,
he's
I'll
definitely
have
not
to
Sweden. He's from Finland. If he's from anywhere on Earth, he's from Finland. Honestly, though, like, wait, hold on. I need to check this. I need to check this specifically. I super need to check this. Dracula Van Helsing. Dutch. Okay. I was checking because so there's a thing in Bram Stoker's Dracula. As people probably well know, Abraham Van Helsing, he originated from like Dracula and got co-opted into a bunch of stuff because that's just what happened with Dracula. They just kind of put it everywhere. That said, oh, wait. Where do we have to... NSC control room. Okay. Okay, we're going the right way now. What was I saying? We're not quite going the right way, actually. No, I don't mean... I mean specifically Abraham Van Helsing. Abraham Van Helsing, the human person character in Dracula, is a Dutch character who specifically has a bunch of who specifically is like a goofy guy who talks funny. I remember this very specifically in the story. I need to actually read it, but I need to actually read it, but I do remember, like, being... Like, I remember learning about how, like, he is specifically, like, just a funny guy. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I get like this. I'm sorry. I get so, like, lectury. I get lectury half the time, and I'm sorry. But anyway, Abraham Van Helsing. He says funny things, but he actually knows more about what's happening, and he... Yeah, they made him into a dangerous grim vampire hunter. But, like, I'm trying to compare him to, like, Ati, because like Van Helsing is Dutch, but they have similar, like, they're goofy, but they're actually, like, the most experienced, but they might secretly, but, like, Ati might be, like, secretly the most powerful and experienced person in the game. It's similar to how Van Helsing is. He's like the experienced vampire hunter who knows what's going on, and from his help they take on, like, they manage to take on Dracula, like that kind of thing. And it's complete, and I'm speculating to hell here, but, like, I'm just thinking about that and thinking like how there is a decent correlation there, and that's all I'm trying to say. Did you know that the hardest Game Boy Advance Castlevania was an AU featuring some Van Helsing stuff instead of the Belmonts? I did not know that. That's fun. It's also the game that you had, which is interesting. I need to stop being lectury, and I need to stop being a huge nerd, but I'm trying... But it's super hard to do that because that's literally everything I do. I am a lecturing nerd. I also really love doing the evade power. Where am I going? I'm trying to head toward the NSC control room, and I'm not going the right way. I'm pretty sure I need to head towards the control room. The elevator, maybe? I think the elevator. The elevator, if I go to floor 2, will take me to the control room, I think. Control room. Yeah. I keep reading... So over on the top left it says directorial override. I keep reading directorial as dictatorial, which, like... it's not wrong. Like, given situation. Control room. Okay, and now I go over here. Here's the control room. Jesus Christ, this place is a maze. We done? We done. We did it. I wish I had Jesse's outfit. I like softer jackets, but I'd wear this. Like, I like softer jackets. I like jackets what are poofy and have more cloth on them, but I like her jacket. I'd wear it. I'd look fucking good in it.
To protect them. Forces contained. The lockdown only be lifted by a directorial override.
This is what we came here to do.
But I came to listen to things.
So much is expected from the director.
Oh yeah?
The responsibility, the privilege, to steer the Bureau into dangerous waters and safely out again. To inspire and lead its people, to protect them. The board is there to advise you, but they want things in return. You hold all this in your old, trembling hands.
He sounds so pissed about being the director. He's so salty about it.
Director's life. There's no room for anything else. If the forces contained here escaped, we'd be dragged back into an age of superstition, terror, death. Assuming you think we ever really left that behind. Any emergency, any major containment breach, and the lockdown goes into effect. I implemented this security measure in my first years as a director. I knew we were vulnerable. I'd personally seen the cost of sloppiness. I made sure the internal lockdown could only be lifted by a directorial override, only to be used when the
So he did this.
The sectors are safe to be opened again. This way, the director is the last line of defense.
So,
and if I screw up, it's on me, and me alone.
Same. I agree with that. I really like Trench as a character, but God, he's such a shithead. But here's an additional thing. An additional thing about this. An additional thing is like... So... in one way or another, like, not only do directors have a not good end to them, they also seem like they end up becoming a liability a problem that the next director has to solve. You know what I mean? Like, Northmore was a hazard until they figured out how to contain him. Trench, not gonna say, but like, it seems like the director comes into power, leads, like, proves themselves through a problem that the previous director solved, and then becomes another problem at the end of their career. So every new director is always cleaning up the past director's slack, basically. Which, you know, is a very, like, that makes sense. It's all about, ooh, look at the preview of all the fun stuff we get to do later. But yeah, it's a whole thing.
The sector should be open now. I think it's time I told Emily why I'm here. I'll risk it. You two should get to know each other.
God, I love that. I love that line. You two should get to know each other is a sweet line. I love that. I mean, like, come on. That's so delightful to me. You two should get to know each other. Also, I am walking because drama. Oh, the architecture pisses me off, honestly. Like I love this game, and I understand it's intentional. The architecture annoys the shit out of me. It's so fucking hard to navigate because it's so confusing. But, like, that's part of why I love the game. I'm just like, wait a second, how do I go, what? I mean, I don't know. It's just interesting, like, because it seems like there's a very personal relationship that I know, exactly. Like, brutalism sucks, and that's part of the point of this game, is like, oh hey, the architecture of brutalism is confusing and unnatural, and it doesn't feel right. And that's the point, and you're going to feel it the way we feel it. Executive sector. Ba 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 ba. Yep, exactly. It's fucking like it sucks so much, but also it's so cool. It's so good and thematically perfect. Also, I hate it. I love brutalism. Love to never see it again, please.
They say the new director can launch objects up to 20 feet.
Bullshit. We never recorded any distance over 5.
Obviously, you never read the P6.
Also, can I just say I really like fucked up carpet designs.
Let's talk.
Quote on.
Yes, of course.
I've been noticing that a lot of so plugging a friend. I don't know if they're here, but party or not party up. Channel 47 TV is a awesome Twitch and YouTube channel. I love Channel 47. Love watching their stuff, and they do a bunch of like indie stuff. They showcase indie stuff. But what happens, and what I've been noticing, is a lot of indie games specifically using the Shining carpet, the carpet from The Shining. They use that carpet. I noticed like 2 of them semi-recently where they're using the Shining carpet. I really like that carpet, which is part of why I'm bringing it up. The FBC has a similar carpet, not exactly the same, but this carpet. I also like this carpet. This carpet makes no fucking sense, and I love it. Well, it does make sense, but it's designed to be like purposefully confusing, and I kind of love it. Like, you can kind of see it. You see the pattern. At least I can. But like, it's such a cool carpet, and so is the fucking the Shining hotel carpet. But they both are dumb, I guess. I brought that up on its own, but like my brain was like, oh yeah, the Shining carpet does this, and it's so weird. Like it just keeps appearing in indie games, and I'm kind of here for it, where it's just like, oh hey, here's the Shining carpet for no reason. It's interesting to me that Polaris' frequency is very ordered and geometric and soothing color tone, and his is fleshy, bleedy, chaotic, organic. Yeah. Like, I like Polaris, and I think here's my thing, is that if it wasn't specifically written by a hack, like if the story wasn't in universe written by a hack, I would I mean, I'm gonna do a paper on Polaris, I think, but like here's the thing about Polaris, is that like, ignoring the fact that like in universe the story is written by a hack, ignoring that, the fact that it's very telling that Jesse Faden, like, either by fate or whatever, like Jesse Faden as a player gets mixed up in order versus chaos thing, promoting, and it's like like the Bureau is good because it promotes order, and Polaris is good because she promotes order. You know, like it's kind of that thing. And then Jesse, like, is in the middle of like well, the chaos here is bad because if the hiss gets loose, it's probably going to be bad. And that's a very simplified thing. The hiss is also its own kind of order. It's a very fascist kind of order. And honestly, kind of so is the Bureau, but that's its own thing. It's because it imprisons like anything weird, but there's the tone, I guess, of it. I don't know. I kind of read too much into that, honestly. It's not a good reading, I should say. That was a very like spur of the moment reading, but like cuz like I'm already picking loopholes and so is Arcane. But like I don't know.
Screw it. Just tell her.
I'm gay.
been completely honest. I have a younger brother, Dylan. When we were kids, we found an old slide projector in Ordinary's landfill. The slides created doorways to other places. Bad things happened. Came through.
God, I hate teeth.
That's all she gets. The rest stays locked inside.
But we found help. Through one of the doorways, we met something. A being.
A being? What kind of being?
It's hard to describe, but she helped us. We managed to turn the projector off. The bad things that came through the doorways were gone. After that, your people came. Tried to grab us. I ran away. They got Dylan.
I left him behind.
Bureau agents took your brother?
Yes. You covered it up. No one believed me. I just want to find Dylan. I've been looking for him ever since.
What happened to the slide projector? It sounds like another object of power.
I thought you took it. The Bureau. Along with Dylan.
I've never heard of it. But around here, I assume everything's classified. You know, I looked into the Ordinary AWE case files after you mentioned it. Trench and Darling were both involved.
And they covered everything up even from their group.
The case hasn't been active for a long time. I have no idea if anything's still there.
Can you tell me more about this being you found?
Let's hope you two get along.
She's been with me ever since Ordinary. In my head.
I kind of read Polaris's pulses there as like
Polaris.
I read it as like affirmation, like being happy about it. Like when Jesse specifically chose she over it. It was in response to her saying that, instead of like enforcing a will on her.
Incredible, Jesse. Now, cross-referencing them with the database, I found 2 matches in Darling's old classified files.
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't access them beyond the file codes. But one was P6, referring to a prime candidate for a potential future bureau director. This was logged years ago.
Dylan. Is that Dylan?
The other match is on something called Hedron, which must be connected to these Hedron resonance amplifiers somehow. All I know is that Marshall went to the research sector to secure
Wonder what
Hedron
Hedron is.
after the Hiss first attacked.
So, Marshall seems like our best lead on Dylan.
I need to go after her. How can I get to the research sector?
Use my keycard. The sector elevator will take you there.
Okay, now we're clearance level 3. That's good.
Marshall is the next step.
Hey, Marshall, you're cool as fuck.
What
Shame that we
Ellen
didn't
told
actually
me
get to meet
about
you.
Ordinary
might
Spoilers,
powers
but
being
whatever.
connected to things in the Bureau's past.
Marshall's so cool.
Close to something. Do you feel it?
No, we get to meet her briefly.
Something's coming.
I forget, we do actually get to meet her briefly.
We take turns to come for a visit. I helped you. You owe me now. And when time comes, I will come calling.
Love this guy. Old Boys Club. See, that's what that's what all the positions of management feel like to me. There's no like middle management or anything really. At least it doesn't feel like it. It's just the people in charge of each sector, and it's basically an old boys club. The people that the director likes, essentially, because like even Jesse like meets certain people and puts them in charge, without really knowing if they'll be good in that position. Although like, even though like, in some ways it might make sense. Hotline? Oh? Is searching for transmission speakers to corrupt chaos. The astral plane is a conflux switchboard. This will come for us all. You must stop, shut them down. You must stop, shut up them, I think is what that said. I want that, please and thank you. This. And then this. Additional mod slot. Cool. And we still only have the astral dive suit in it, and it's ugly. Board countermeasures, astral constructs, abilities. Nope. Okay, I think that's gonna do it for me today. We've gotten a lot done. We are officially moving on to the next sector. I think the pace of this is probably gonna be largely like a sector per stream. I think that'll work out best given everything. Some streams might obviously be longer because there will be like other stuff. For example, the research sector is very large, so that's probably going to end up being a much longer stream. But I feel like these are just naturally good places to close up. So thank you all for watching. Once more before I go, you know the drill. mycoffee.com/Oxmina, patreon.com/Oxmina, and twitter.com/Oxmina. All very helpful places to stop by, show your support however you can. If you can't do anything financially, just sharing things around, following me on Twitter, doing all that stuff. Word of mouth is incredibly helpful for smaller Twitch streamers. Thank you all for watching anyway. And once again, Spooky Month. We are doing Spooky Month. I'm having so much fun with it still. We are going to be continuing with a stream each day this week. Tomorrow is going to be Vampire, which I will probably continue to complain about because I'm still committed to doing Vampire, but I'm going to admit that it is getting really dumb really fast. I've only played like one mission of it, or like one stream of it, but like I do want to continue to like give it a try in earnest. But at some point, if it gets too boring, I'm probably going to just be like, okay, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna play a different game. It depends. I want to give it like its own fair shot, but we'll have to see. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Tomorrow is Vampire. Thursday is Little Nightmares 2, and I could not be more excited to play Little Nightmares 2. It's also going to be on the day where I'm probably going to be home alone, which is great, because which is going to be great because Little Nightmares genuinely scared me at times. So Little Nightmares 2 is also probably going to genuinely scare me. And I'm going to be home alone where I get the most scared. However, there will be Puppy. There will be Puppy keeping me safe for the spooky time, and so on and so forth. But anyway, and then this week we'll be finishing up with The Sinking City, another game that I can't wait to try out. The one last thing that I do remember, the one last like thing in terms of streams is very soon, very soon, and by soon I mean this coming Sunday. It's gonna be birthday. And I'm not sure what we're going to do. I kind of want to do a birthday stream, but I need to figure out when and how I'm gonna do that because Sunday is probably gonna be pretty busy. I might do it kind of midday. I'm really not sure. I'm gonna be going to dinner, which means like a lot of the afternoon is gonna be taken up, and I'm probably not gonna be able to stream at night that night. But all that said, I will probably try to do a birthday stream and try to have some fun with it. Because I like doing birthday stream. I like doing it last time, and I like being able to stream and just kind of hang out with people who are my friends that I can't really hang out with otherwise because it can be kind of tough. But anyway, this coming Sunday, probably a birthday stream. I'm talking like at this dude who's just trying to check out the control point, which I think is funny. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you all had a good one. See you tomorrow for Vampire. Bye-bye now.